Welcome, welcome once again to the weekly Power Up and Market Update. It's the 24th of August. I'm super excited to be here with you today. And we have another exciting week coming up in real estate. What a crazy world we have in. And it seems as though everyone is adapting and it's now everybody's adapting to this new norm. And I just encourage you to continue to move forward, continue to stay positive, continue to plug in, to information that's going to be empowering versus destructive on a weekly basis, because it makes all the difference in the world what you listen to, what you think about, who you speak to. You really, really got to monitor, what it is that you're allowing to come into your being, into your listening. So really encourage you to do that and stay focused on what it is that you want to create. There's a lot of distractions, and you can get consumed in the distractions, and at the end of the day you're going to be like, man, what happened to my day? What happened? Why didn't I get to achieve what I really wanted to do? You really got to carve out your calendar and create that, and make sure that you actually hold yourself accountable to show up to those activities. So I'm going to go into the first slide here, which is the intention. The intention is to empower you to be inspired and resourceful to be the greatest benefit to everyone. Because why? You're inspired, and you are. If you also know what's happening, then you can make a difference for people when you're on the phone with them. Because one of the biggest things that makes a big impact when I speak to a buyer or a seller is knowing this information that I'm showing to you on a weekly basis. And I know it's very repetitive, right? It's the numbers that are going on every single week. But that's what you need to know when you're talking to a buyer and seller. They expect you to know this information. And this is something I would do for myself before I even started to share it with all of you, right? And I don't know how many of you are actually listening to it, but I know that for me, and if I know this information, it makes a big impact in my conversations. People are going to ask you, how's the market? And you really got to know what it is, and you have to be able to elaborate a little bit further than just saying good or bad. So I'll share with you the stats, but the first thing I'm going to do is go into the topic of today, which is remove all contingencies. Remove all contingencies. What do I mean by that? I mean that, and the reason why I use remove all contingencies was because I think, obviously a lot of us that are listening to this are in real estate, right? You should be in real estate. If you're not in real estate, talk to me. I can get you in real estate. But remove all contingencies. This is a term that we know in real estate, that once the contingencies are removed, we are clear to close. We are good to go, and obviously the deal's not done until it's funded and recorded. But removing all contingencies is basically almost sort of like a guarantee. That means that there's nothing in the way. Inspections have been done. All of the things have been satisfied by the buyer. So now we're just waiting to close. And when I looked at and I started to think about removing all contingencies, I started to apply it to, just life and how we are as human beings. Well, I'm going to encourage you, and I'm going to invite you to remove all contingencies for your life. Remove all contingencies of what you think you need to be happy, what you need to be thriving in this moment. I want you to remove all of those contingencies, because you as a human being, you got the power to create your world. And it's not like if you're literally shaping objects around you, but it's your perception that you're able to control. So that's what I mean. Remove all the contingencies, right? I'm pretty sure you want to be somewhere else right now. You probably want to have more production. You want to have more money in the bank. You want to have more business. You want to travel more. You want to attract that ideal partner in your life, or your spouse that you don't have, or your kids, or the car, whatever material item is out there. There's something that is there that you say, yeah, you know what? As soon as I get this money, I'm going to be happy. As soon as I get this closing, I'm going to be satisfied. As soon as I save all this money, I'm going to feel wealthy. As soon as I do this, I'm going to go ahead and give. As soon as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So there's always a contingency on what it is that you want to experience in the moment. And what I'm inviting you to do is to remove all contingencies on what it is and what it means for you to be the ultimate version of yourself, because you're a powerful creator and your perception is creating your world. Therefore, I invite you to remove all those contingencies that you have in place, because they're all just made up by your perception. They're not real, because I'm sure that even though that you have all of these issues or problems in your life or whatever is there for you, I bet you anything that somebody is out there wishing they had your life, wishing they had, the lifestyle and the opportunities that you had. And just by the ability to being here in the US, I mean, we still have freedom to be able to wake up every day and choose what it is that we want to do. So remove all contingencies on what it means to be happy. If you woke up this morning, that's the ultimate experience of what it is for you to be alive. I mean, because a lot of people didn't wake up this morning. And remove the contingencies. Hey, do you have a roof? I'm pretty sure you do. And at least you have a roof. Even if you don't own it, you're probably in somebody else's roof, but you own something or you're under a roof. That's awesome. And I'm pretty sure you have food in your stomach, or you're going to get food in your stomach pretty soon. And you probably have food in your refrigerator, and you got a way to move around. Even if you don't have your own car, you got Uber, you got different, public transportation. There's always something that you can do, right? And it's the ability for you to be resourceful. And I think that what a lot of people believe is that, people that made up a bunch of success and, they got all this stuff figured out. And the fact of the matter is that we don't. We make mistakes every single day, just like everybody else. And I think that we make even more mistakes because we're constantly putting ourselves on the forefront of everything that's constantly changing. And I invite you, if you're going through a challenge, if you're going through a circumstance where you're like, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, I don't know how I'm going to find a solution, I tell you, whatever is there for you is teaching you something. And ask yourself, what it is that is teaching you. What is that making you aware of? What should you be looking at? Why is this happening? Right? Ask yourself the deeper questions, but remove all the contingencies, because you already have right now in this moment the ability to feel the emotions that you want to feel, right? You want to feel well-being, you want to feel gratitude, you want to feel love, you want to feel energy, you want to feel inspiration, you want to feel free. I mean, whatever it is, you can experience it right now. And it's when you start to calibrate and really alchemize that energy within yourself, then what starts to happen is that field around you starts to pull in all of those things that are just like it. So if you're pulling into yourself constant issues, constant drama, constant problems, you've got to think about how you're doing internally, because you're not focusing on the internal system. If you're constantly bringing these things towards you, really get present and do an audit on yourself and figure out where it is that you're living emotionally every single day. Are you living in a happy place? Are you living in a grateful place? Are you really experiencing life as free? Or are you in a jail inside of your brain because you expect different things to be different, when in reality, you got everything? I mean, you probably wish to have the life that you have right now one day, when you were younger, and you're literally living that. So, the fastest way to get into that is by going to gratitude. And gratitude is the gateway, I believe, into the moment. Once you get into the moment and you feel able to harness that energy, then you could truly drop all those contingencies that you thought you needed to be alive and happy and thriving and excited and inspired, whatever it is. You got what it takes within you right now. Remove all those contingencies, just like in real estate. You are amazing just the way you are. Don't forget that. You are the highest and best version of yourself. And the only thing you need to do, you don't need to learn, you need to remember who you really are, because you are fantastic and extraordinary at your core. You just need to remind yourself of that, because it's just the stories that you told yourself that are in the way of the grandest, the most majestic version of yourself. And I'm going to end it with that. Remove the contingencies. You are everything that you desire right now. Thank you for listening. Now on the next slide, I'm going to change gears here a little bit. The next slide, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the slide here for you once again. Thank you for listening to that. So here is the weekly market update. My intention of sharing this with you every week, even though it is repetitive, is to give you the information that you need to be able to know what's actually happening in the marketplace. It's also inspiring, and it's going to have you have way more powerful conversations with your buyers and sellers. So I did it for 5 counties, for LA, San Bernardino, Orange, Riverside, and San Diego. And currently in LA, we got over 10,000 homes that are available on the market for you to sell. We got over 2,600 in San Bernardino, 4,400 in Orange County, and 4,200 in Riverside County. So what actually closed in 1 week? What sold? What actually happened in 1 week's time? And these numbers are for 1 week. So this is pretty incredible. I like to share this every week so you can see how much activity there really is out there. There shouldn't be an excuse why you shouldn't be selling more real estate, because you got plenty of available homes. Interest rates are an all-time low, and everybody wants to buy a house. Like, seriously, just pick up the phone and talk to people. That's what you got to do. So what closed in LA? 1,247 homes in 1 week. Average price is $1 million, and 1.2 billion closed in volume in LA. Orange County, we had 681 homes, $1 million average price, 31 days on the market, average days on the market, 688 million in volume. San Bernardino, we had 544 homes closed, $410,000 price point, 43 days on average, 223 million in volume. Riverside, we got 789 homes closed in 1 week, $518,000 average price point, 48 days on the market, $409 million in volume in 1 week. These are the 4 counties. So this is the 5th county, San Diego. We got 4,326 homes, 5,500 in escrow, 742 homes sold in 1 week, $847,000 is the average price, 24 days on the market, and that's a $628 million in volume. So, man, that's over 3,800 homes sold, over 3 billion closed. We got still over 25,000 homes available, over 30,000 homes in escrow. These numbers have been very, very consistent these last couple of months. They haven't changed too much, but that's just incredible to me that, we have that much volume closing every single week. So get out there, talk to people, sell some real estate, educate your buyers and sellers, and grow your business. Expired, 455 homes expired off the market last week. So something for you to pay attention to. This market needs your help. So go out there and talk to these customers. Let them know that the market's amazing. They just missed the pricing strategy, or they did something that was off by a little bit. They just need to get their home back on the market and they can get it sold. Interest rates are still at historic lows. What happened in Riverside, San Bernardino, Los Angeles, and Orange for foreclosures? All the numbers are down. This is another big factor that I consider when the market's going to be shifting. There's nothing to indicate the market's shifting. Week over week, we have foreclosures that are going down, and even what's scheduled to go to auction, all those numbers are down. As you can see, week by week, the numbers start off pretty large at the beginning of the month, and then they drop week by week. All of them are being postponed or taken off of the foreclosure process, which is amazing. So this is really great. I mean, I don't see any indicators, like I said, of a market shift. So this is good news. And this is EXP numbers, right? We're up by $4 on our stock. We are at $37.36 a share, and it even hit $42 a share. So that's why you see the little red line dropping down. But we're still up by last week. Last week, Monday, we were at $33. So we're still up by $4. We're at over 32,000 agents in the nation for EXP, and we got over 4,332 agents in California. We're up by 60 from last week. Interest rates are between 2.5% to 3.5%. Obviously, that could fluctuate depending on credit and circumstances, but that's pretty consistent. Basically, I've been sharing that for the couple of weeks now. And use my living calendar. So if you want to get access to my calendar to directly set up appointments with me anytime, you just got to text 949-799-4885, text calendar, and you will get an automatic response with my calendar where you can go ahead and book some times to speak to me, whether it be coaching, training, or you need me to speak to someone about EXP. And if you do need me to speak to somebody about EXP, make sure that they watch the Model Explained with Brent Gove before they speak to me. It makes the conversation that much more powerful, and we can really have a business conversation, and we can go deeper in it and what it is that they want to talk about. So make sure that they watch themodelexplained.com with Brent Gove. It's a short, powerful video that they can access at any time, 24/7. This is what happens. It was happening with our events. We have the weekly market update, the breathwork session at 10. My God, that thing is amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there in the next 45 minutes. KV Core Mastermind on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. And we also have an EXP introduction at 10 a.m. on Friday. So if you have people that you want to invite to a webinar, an event, invite them to Friday at 10 o'clock. It's going to be very, very powerful. And we're averaging anywhere from 10 to 12 people. Sometimes it's only 2, but this is an opportunity for you to invite people that are interested in potentially making a shift. And there's a lot of people right now that are doing that. What will you create this week? How many listings will you sign? How many open escrows will you have? How many closings and agents will you inspire to move over to EXP? Make sure you make a clear number and allow the universe to bring forth what it is that you created. Now, the possibility, who I am, is the possibility of being loving and powerful. That's the context that I'm going to be living in this week. And I invite you to create words that are going to create your context of your reality. Because words create world. And whatever you say and whatever you write is manifesting in reality. So if I say I am loving and powerful, and I am living in that context of being loving and powerful, that means that you're going to be interacting with somebody that's loving and powerful every single day this week. So I invite you to create 2 words that resonate with your heart and soul, and allow that to, allow you your week to unfold in a miraculous way. Your focus: create your day, follow your plan, keep yourself in an empowering state, have conversations, regardless of what's happening. You really can't door knock and do open houses, okay? Well, you got social media, you got Facebook, Instagram, and you got KV Core that you need to get really, really in tune with. That way you could connect with as most people as possible, have quality conversations that could lead to referrals and buyers and sellers. But make sure you get in the conversation with people, with real human beings. Get yourself on social media, do 2 or more posts a day, be empathetic, be a person that comes from contribution, listen, and exercise. Do push-ups, jumping jacks, and sit-ups and stretch. And I would encourage you to do this before you start your day. And I'm not going to tell you to wake up at a certain time, but the fact of the matter is that most people wake up around, like the most successful people in the world, wake up around 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, you may not be there, that may not work for you, and that's okay. But what time do you wake up at? Do you wake up at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever time that is? 10 maybe. Hopefully not. But hey, who cares? There's no judgment. But whatever time you're waking up, I invite you to do this. Get up an hour before of the get up an hour before of whatever hour you wake up at on a daily basis, and get a 1-hour head start on your day. You really want to do that. So if your normal wake up time is 8, wake up at 7 and go out there and do something like that's going to move your blood around, because you're going to get ahead of your day. And it's a big jump start. The days that I don't wake up and get out an hour or 2 ahead of my day, I am not as powerful and resourceful and as energetic as I am, because I am literally waking up and I'm already like having to plug into what it is I have to do. So when I wake up an hour ahead of time, I got time to think, I got time to stretch, I got time to drink my shake, I got time to work out, I got time for me. It's really important that you do that. And then sit and meditate. Sit and meditate for 10 minutes. If you don't have time, do it for 20, but make sure that you sit down and just, you don't have to do anything different, but just listen to your heartbeat, listen to your breath, and take some time and do that because that'll empower your day beyond measure. Thank you for your time.